You said that Iran violated the ceasefire.
Yeah.
Will they face any consequences?
Well, you'll find out.
Do you consider the ceasefire to still be in place?
I don't like the fact that they took a shot yesterday, actually 4, we knocked down 3, at a ship. Not an allied ship, but a ship, a very expensive ship. And it was fine, but it took a little beating. They shouldn't be doing that, so you'll find out.
Will the U.S.
You'll find out.
Will the U.S. respond? What is your message to Iran?
Will I respond? You're going to find out.
And boy, did we ever find out. We have live breaking news, everyone. So much for that peace deal, because things seem to be going south really fast. Check this out. So this is exactly what President Trump was talking about, the Islamic Republic of Iran. I'm just going to read what he posted this morning. The Islamic Republic of Iran shot at least 4 one-way attack drones at ships traversing the Strait of Hormuz. One of the drones solidly hit the upper deck of a large and very expensive cargo-carrying ship. Damage was done, but the ship was able to proceed on its way. We knocked down 3 other drones. Obviously, this is a foolish violation of our ceasefire agreement. President Donald J. Trump. And then in that press conference, he was asked, what are you going to do? What's going to happen? Well, guess what? He said, you're going to find out. And boy, did the U.S. military has conducted, this is live, exclusive breaking news right here. The U.S. military has conducted airstrikes on Iran after Iranian drones were launched. Here's CENTCOM saying U.S. aircraft struck Iranian missile and drone storage locations and coastal radar sites after Iran hit an MV Everlovely on June 25th with a one-way attack drone. The Singapore flag cargo ship was exiting the Strait of Hormuz along the Omani coast at the time of Iran's attack. The unwarranted aggression against commercial shipping by Iranian forces clearly violated the ceasefire. Furthermore, Iran's dangerous behavior undermined freedom of navigation as commerce increasingly flows through the vital international trade corridor. CENTCOM forces continue to provide safe passage, coordination, and support to commercial vessels transiting the strait. The U.S. military remains present and vigilant to ensure all aspects of the agreement with Iran are adhered to, obeyed, and in full force and effect. So I've been saying this for how long? You guys know, most of you regular viewers and listeners know I've been saying this for how long, that the IRGC cannot be trusted. These are terrorists. They've been fomenting, sponsoring terrorism since day one. They're the reasons there's Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, Osama bin Laden, the Houthis, Hezbollah, everybody, right? These are the #1 state sponsors of terrorism. They've been chanting death to America and our allies for 50 years. They took over this beautiful country, which was the jewel of the Middle East in Iran, by ousting the rightful ruler Shah, who didn't want to hurt his own people, so he left amicably. If this is what they wanted at that time in 1979, even though there was a lot of coordination, I can't get into it, but I've been saying this for how long? They're not going to honor a deal. This is who they are. And I just want to play this quick clip right here. Don't take it from me. Take it from the people who actually experienced it. Watch this. I want you to listen to this Iranian American who is giving a small anecdote of his experience under the IRGC. This is an Iranian American. Check this out. This is the greatest firsthand eyewitness account of everything that I'm talking about. Why the IRGC is the biggest threat, not only to the Middle East, but to the world, especially America, the United States. Check this out. Huge.
My name is Edwin Zagoli. I am a Sharia law survivor, was born in Iran. And I'm here to tell you everything that you're doing here has been done in UK and Canada. You have no idea where this halal money is going to, how they're funding these mosques, and what kind of a hell is coming towards your country right now. It's 2026. I escaped that hell years ago, and I'm seeing the same thing happening over here in the United States. You have no idea. There's 3 levels of Sharia law that is happening. Right now it's level 1. They come in peace. They come and tell you, we just want rights. We want to be part of it. Level 2 is what's happening in UK right now. You have two-tier policing. You have cops who are working with Muslims right now. You have Sharia law courts over there. Now they're pushing blasphemy laws over there. And one of them is called M103. It's in Canada. People are being jailed. People are being raped in the United States, and nobody's doing anything about that because these Muslims are protected. Level 3 is what happened to my country, Iran. The hell I lived under. The apostasy laws, blasphemy laws, the hangings. These people do not change. They use taqiyya to come to your country, lie to every single one of you, and tell you they're different. They're not. Even in Florida, if you look at any of these mosques, they're pushing infidels. They're saying we want to kill infidels. We want to take over their lands. They're openly calling this out. Go to X and watch any of them straight up talking about this. And people like you I love America. I love America. Like right now, when I was in Iran living in that hellhole under Islam, I was praying to God to come to this country one day and live freely. And this shit is happening. I'm so sorry, but I'm crying.
That's your time. Thank you.
Take my word for it. You just can feel it in that man's heart, his emotions. He started crying. He says, I love America. He laid it all out. This is how it all begins. Oh, we come in peace. We just want to exercise our freedom of rights. When it is absolutely emblematic in your doctrines and scriptures to unalive, to kill anybody who doesn't believe in what you do, this is the warning that every American, every representative, every leader should pay very close attention to. And what happened in New York City recently under Mamdani, the fact that Mamdani is even there is a catastrophic tragedy. But the fact that you've got other socialist, communist, Muslim, anti-American individuals who are earning positions, I shouldn't say earning, but they're getting these positions of power. This is like a cancer. If you don't excise this tumor now, it's going to grow. Nithya Raman is the same thing. She claims to be a Democrat socialist, which is just basically saying it's masquerading as a communist, highly antithetical to American values and principles, because there's no such thing as socialism. Socialism is just diet communism, and it always turns into communism. And communism has not succeeded in the history of mankind. And she could run Los Angeles. She's like right there. I mean, she got past Spencer Pratt somehow. Need to take this very seriously. And we have one man who is taking it seriously, our beloved Commander-in-Chief, President Trump. President Trump posting this very recently. The communists are finally making their move. I've been waiting and preparing for this for a long time, talking about what happened in New York City and everywhere, especially the fact that Hakeem and Chuck the Schmuck, who are really losers in their own right, they don't deserve to be the heads of, a McDonald's, let alone an entire political party. They've lost all sway. They've lost all influence. The party's been hijacked by the most extreme faction imaginable. President Trump says it's easy to be a communist. All you have to do is say, I'll give you everything. But that means you're taking it away from others that have earned it. Over thousands of years, that ideology has not worked once. The game is on. Enjoy watching. I love you, President Trump. God bless you. Everybody right now say a prayer. I thank God every day. You guys know this. Most of my regulars know this. I thank God every day that Kamala, the Ugandan Islamist, fake borders R. Harris, didn't cheat harder in 2024. We are so lucky to have common sense in the highest office in the land of our glorious republic. Everybody say a prayer for President Trump. Speaking of prayer, please say a prayer in the comments. President Trump, the White House also posting this, America the Beautiful will never be a communist country. God bless you, sir. He was also at this Faith and Freedom Coalition. I'm going to play you a quick clip of this press conference. But you know what I love about President Trump is he's taking his Christian faith very seriously. I played something recently for you in a recent video about his beautiful rendition of a passage from the Bible. If you missed that, go check it out on my channel. But Trump saying, I was speaking at 1:30 p.m. to the Faith and Freedom Coalition, and one of the statements I will be making, perhaps the most important, concerns the recent election of communists in our country. Communism is very easy to sell. I'd be the greatest communist in history. I'd give free rent, free houses, free food, everything that is free. Unfortunately, after 2 or 3 years, the country where this is taking place would fail. It always does. And then you'll start living in squalor. He's so right about this. I mean, the facts. You can't deny the facts. There will be no food. There will be no housing. There will be no military. There will be no nothing. You'll be a third world every way, and everyone will suffer. I'm sorry to say, but assassinations of those who oppose them is a very important element of their ideology. They're animals. In many cases, not smart, but in some cases they are. It's easy for them to get followers because they make promises that they know they can't keep. And the Democrats aren't fighting back. In many ways, they're allowing them to go their own way. They're afraid they will lose their election. They're afraid of conflict. They're not smart enough or tough enough to fight this plague. He is so right. He continues, if they fought them the way they fight Republicans or me, they'd be victorious, but they don't have the courage. These are not social democrats. These are hardcore, godless communists. This is the most serious threat to our country since its existence 250 years ago. Isn't it ironic? We're celebrating a very important birthday, and instead of speaking about Christ, freedom, and victories of all different kinds, we're speaking about yet another threat to the foundations of America. These ruthless communists will attack all religions, but in particular, Christianity. They always do. All communist countries attack religions violently. As you know, we recently struck Nigeria and largely ended the slaughter of their great Christian population. They know that if they go further, the attack will be far greater. And in that, they don't want to get involved. I'm saving Christians throughout the world, even though we are not in those various countries, by hitting these terrorists violently and hard. They will close your churches. They will end your people. This is what they're about. This is the greatest threat to our country since its founding 250 years ago. President Donald J. Trump. So I have 2 clips to share. One from that actual press conference where he was celebrating religious liberty, and one at that, a beautiful clip of President Trump talking at that Faith and Liberty conference. But I just have to say, I'm going to get emotional, man. God bless this president. God bless this leadership. God bless all of you, the silent majority, no matter how loud this small percentage. But you know, even a small percentage of cancer can do a lot of damage, so we have to get rid of it. We have to excise it. Nixon's silent majority, all of you, I just want to say thank you. I just want to say I love you for doing the right thing, for supporting America, for putting your flags on your homes, putting your flags everywhere that you can. Proud to be an American, proud of our republic, proud of our Christian faith, our values, the pillars, the moral ethics that created the greatest country of mankind. It's all because of you. The only reason the United States of America is the greatest country on earth is because of you. And I just want to say from the bottom depths of my soul, from the caverns, deepest crevices of my heart, thank you. I love you. We're so lucky to have President Trump and this America First administration. Thank you so much. They all watch this show, by the way. Their staff, their people, the White House, America First, all their people there watch the show. Let them know how you think. Let them know what you feel in the comments down below. Here's a clip right here where President Trump talks about the Gospel of Matthew and how it relates to the 250th year of our country. Watch this.
Americans have always deeply believed in the promise of Christ's words in the Gospel of Matthew. With God, all things are possible. With God, all things are possible, right? All things. That's why as we prepare to enter the 250th year last month, tens of thousands of patriots came together on our national mall, and we officially rededicated America as one nation under God. And we're not changing. We're not changing. And we always have been, and we always will be. We're not going to let them take it away.
So beautiful. beautiful. I love it when he refers to scripture. It's so beautiful. Here's a clip from that Oval Office meeting where he talks about where the American, how it was founded by the people of faith. Who were they? What constructed them? What informed them? And this was a surprise press event celebrating religious liberty. I didn't even know about it until recently. So check this out. This is beautiful.
America was founded by people of faith, and it was settled as a haven for religious freedom. So important as we prepare to celebrate the 250th anniversary of our founding next week. It is only appropriate that we work to strengthen this fundamental right and to most essentially have liberty for generations to come. We want religious liberty. We want liberty, but we also want religious liberty. We will closely study this report that is being presented to me as president today, and my administration will continue to work with the pillars of protecting religious liberty for all Americans. And we must also remain one nation under God. We will never let that phrase be stolen from us. You know, people are trying to steal it. We all know that very well. That phrase will never be stolen. It will stand proudly in our courts and everywhere else where we have it.
America was founded by people of faith, and it was settled as a haven for religious freedom. And we must also remain one nation under God. We will never let that phrase be stolen from us. God bless you, President Trump. God bless all of you. Help me make this video go viral by tapping that thumbs up and sharing it everywhere. Let me know where you're joining me from too, because I love hearing that stuff. Even if you're watching this on TV, you can open up your phone app and leave a comment on my YouTube, on this video on YouTube. I really want to hear from you. Thank you guys so much. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed it. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. And as always, may God bless you, and may God bless the USA and all who defend her. Check out our brand new America 250 designs down below.